What's going on, guys? So we're officially 13 weeks out. Actually, yeah, we're about 13 weeks out right now, just under 13 weeks out from August 3rd. I'll be doing the Tampa Pro, which is a Tampa extravaganza for amateurs. And then a few weeks after that, August 28th, I plan to be at North Americans in Pittsburgh to win my pro card. Now, this will be my 9th and 10th time ever competing in a bodybuilding show, and this is my 5th time getting ready. So I notice each time I get ready, my process gets a little bit better. I'm able to manage things a little bit better. I've been working with my coach. This will be my third prep working actually with my coach, and he knows my body now to where things are able to move along pretty quickly, and each prep should get easier. So if you're someone who is like on contest prep for the first time or second time, or whatever it might be, it gets better because you get better. But as you get better, it doesn't mean the amount of effort you have to still put in gets lower. Like, you still put the same amount of effort in. It's just you kind of get more out of it, if that makes sense. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into 13 weeks out. So last week we were 188 pounds. We went down to 187.2 pounds. So we lost 0.8 pounds this week. So still making progress, still on track. Now the changes we did last week was we implemented the low day diet and we brought our steps up to 12,000 steps a day. So I was able to lose half a pound off of that, and things are still moving. I actually weighed myself, I think, today, and I'm a bit lighter than that. I'm somewhere around like 186.4. So things are clicking along, man. About a pound a week or more, like 1 to 2 pounds per week is ideal on prep. 3 is kind of pushing it, okay? So we're at a great spot right now. We'll see where we end up. I couldn't say exactly how much I'll weigh on stage. I tend to make improvements. Even as I cut down, I tend to kind of still grow and build muscle. After, at a certain point, it's not really feasible to build muscle, but I still am making progress and making improvements. And a lot of that comes down to the training. Now, the training. We updated training. Last week I was training 4 days a week and taking 3 rest days. I was doing a chest day, leg day, rest day, back day, and then a arm and shoulder day, and then I'd rest 2 days and then repeat the cycle. So I was training 4 days a week, resting 3 days. Now we're going to a 5-day split to where I'll train 5 days and I'll have 2 rest days. Now, quick rant. Never train 5 days in a row if you're trying to be a bodybuilder, if you're trying to maximize your muscle. It is not optimal. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, science, optimal, like be hardcore. Like, I'm saying this like this. Your workout at the beginning of the week is not going to be as intense as your workout at the end of the week because your central nervous system is tapped out. I don't care if you train chest at the beginning of the week and legs at the end of the week. It's the central nervous system. It's not that muscle is not recovered and sore. It's that your mind cannot generate the proper intensity training 5 days in a row. You need a break in between, and if you don't know how to take breaks in between or need some guidance on proper programming, contact me. I'd love to help you with coaching, training, nutrition, everything, A through Z. I do for people looking to get in great shape. So let's get into this week's training plan, which will be continued probably for the next 8 to 10 weeks. So we're going into a 5-day split, 2 rest days. So it's chest, delt, triceps is day 1. Day 2 is a lower body day, which I'll be training today. Day 3, back and biceps. Day 4 is rest. Day 5, chest, delt, triceps. Day 6, back, legs, and biceps. Day 7 is rest. So as you see, it's 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. That way I can apply proper intensity throughout my entire week of training. And that way, the goal is to build muscle. If the goal is to train and be in the gym, then train and be in the gym 5, 6, 7, 8 days a week. But if the goal is to build muscle and make progress, take rest days. If you don't know what to do on your rest days and you're finding yourself, oh man, life sucks, like I'm not in the gym, find another hobby, man. You got to keep your mind occupied. I understand sometimes this can be a very big mental outlet for a lot of people, but if you're trying to bodybuild in the days that you're in the gym, eat, rest, and recover. That's what bodybuilding is. It's not just training. bodybuilding is not just training. They do, CrossFit is just training. And I'm not going to hate on CrossFit, but, if you just like working out, that's probably more your area. Okay. Even CrossFitters need rest days, man. Those guys go hard. I'll give some props to CrossFit athletes. All right. Skipping the training now. Let's get into the next thing. So we're doing steps, like I said. 12K steps a day. We went from 8K to now 12K. So I'm typically taking about 2 walks per day. Now it's getting hot here in Florida, so I usually like to take one of my walks at night, and I do like to get in some walking during the day. Part of me likes to get some walking in during the day because I can get some sun and I can start to develop my base tan. I did add in some Milano tan. If you haven't checked out that video, I'm going to link it down below, or you'll see it at the end of this video. Go ahead and click that and check out that video. But starting to develop the base tan right now because we want to be looking sharp when it comes to stage time and have a great tan and overall package. And then traditional cardio that we're doing is 3 times a week on the bike, 30 minutes. And now what I do for that is I make sure I set a proper intensity. For some people, I've had clients that don't succeed on the bike that need to get on the treadmill and the Stairmaster. And for me, weight's been coming off of me like butter on that bike. I'm cranking it pretty good and I'm sweating pretty good by the end of it. Now, what I do is I'll set the intensity. Now, I'm talking about the spin bike, not like the, geriatric recumbent bike. I'm talking about the spin bike, right? Tour de France, spin bike. Crank that thing up so it's pretty intense, and then I'll crank it back down. And then once I get that blood into my legs, then I'm going, right? And you're going to get a bit of a burn in your legs. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to count how many times my knee comes up in 1 minute. I want my knee to come up between 65 and 75 times in 1 minute. So that's about, 1 or more rotations per minute with my feet. If I'm keeping that as my pace, I'm going to get enough calories burned on that bike. That's the thing with the bike. It's self-automated, so you have to keep the intensity up. And that can be hard towards the end of prep when you're depleted. But for right now, I am able to do that. For those who, have trouble with the bike, I recommend the treadmill. The treadmill is probably the next best thing. You can do elliptical. I'm not a huge proponent of the elliptical. I just don't have too many people do it. I think it's kind of a funny, weird exercise, but it does work for people that have like knee issues and joint things. So I won't hate on the elliptical. If you want to do the elliptical is good. Stairs is probably kind of the last, it's like taking a gun, to a knife fight. Like, we don't need the big gun yet. So the stairs are usually saved for the end of prep when we really need to push. Or if someone's just struggling with fat loss, when we need to crank some calories down. All right. A lot to go over here, guys. Lots of personal anecdotes today, and appreciate you sticking with me. So let's go ahead and get into the diet. 3 low days and 4 base day diets. So my base day diet is 232 protein, 242 carbs, 51 fat. My low day is 210 protein, 197 carbs, 51 grams of fat. So like I said, I'm training 5 days a week, 2 rest days. So on my 2 rest days, I'm doing my low day diet, but there's also going to be 1 training day that I'll be doing a low day diet, and then the remaining days will be my base day diet. I do have 1 more free meal this week. Last week I did have Chick-fil-A, 2 chicken sandwiches, a large fry, and then I actually had some froyo too. It was great. I was thinking it was actually my last free meal, but I have 1 more this week, so we'll see what we wind up doing for that. And then other than that, guys, PEDs are same as last week. So we're at 400 tests, 300 mast, 0.5 milligram of Arimidex 2 or 3 times a week. And that's really it, guys. I mean, things are going to get cranking here in a bit, man. Pretty much once we get inside of 12 weeks out, things are going to happen pretty quickly. So some of these updates, like from like 16 weeks out to like now, are like pretty like, not too exciting. But as we get inside of like, 12, 10, 8 weeks out, 6 weeks out, it's going to be a grind. And we are ready for it, man. Like I said, the goal is to win. We're not going to just get on stage. We're not just going to like take that participation trophy. Like, we're going to win, and we're going to win with with grace. We're going to go win with class. We're going to go win and be the clear winner. You know, we're not going to just kind of sneak by. We're trying to dominate as best as we can. And we're doing everything it takes to do that. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me in this video. And stay tuned for plenty of more updates to come. See you guys.